We were nominated for something. Nicholas, you want to talk about it, or?
Jesus Christ!
I don't even want to be nominated for it. I specifically told them not to put me up for anything after they told me I was nominated, and then they put up 2 of my podcasts.
Did you see how hard it is to vote for anybody? They have like, hey, here's 30 selections of who you want. And I was like, oh.
Give me all of your emails first, though.
Let me collect
the whole
that
business
data.
model. Annoying. Yeah, no,
Wait, did they actually ask for emails?
Yeah, that's the whole business model.
Oh, they straight up asked for the emails.
Yeah, it's email collection. So you're using
that's why you're. We're talking about the gun.
You're saying
we're talking about the Gundies for the audience. If you're not catching up,
you're saying that the Gundies took everybody's photos and said, "Hey, you're all eligible for the Gundies," and then said, "If you want to vote for this section, here's the people to vote for," which is like a ridiculously long list of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're hoping that we, those people on that list, promote it, which means that the people that follow us, that support us, will go there, vote, give them their email addresses and stuff like that, so then they can bombard them with like ads and buy our shit and do this and make money off of it.
So they can turn around and sell the email list. And there's been other creators in the past that have specifically requested, hey, I know you're getting thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of emails using my likeness. Can I have access to the email list that you're using from my audience? And they're like, no.
Well, that just seems rude and selfish and thievery.
So, yeah, no, I have zero interest in going to the Gundies. They pissed me off last year. I told them not to put me up in particular, which, to be fair, they didn't. They got a hold of me. They're like, you're nominated. Promote our shit. And I said, no, I'm good. Don't use me to advertise for your shit. And they didn't, to their credit. And then they immediately turned around and put up 2 of my podcasts. So, here we are. So, if you're watching this, do not go vote for the Gundies. Do not give them your email. I'm probably I'm gonna get a hold of them and have them take me off there anyways.
No, wait, Nicholas, stop. How dare you? We can have so much more fun with this. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, those that enjoy shenanigans, go and vote for us as many times as you can, putting down fake email addresses. Because they don't check the email address to be like, is this a good email address? Check yes, and then confirm with us. No, you can put down BillyBobBlowsButts.com at cum.com. And they would be like, thanks for the email. So vote for us a million times with a whole bunch of different emails.
Oh, you know what would also be great is if you went on to certain federal government websites and got like the FBI terrorist tip line emails and like as many of those as you could get.
Now you're talking. Hey, you look at me right now. You look at me, you handsome son of a bitch. Every once in a while, you make me proud, right? I know it's me rubbing off on you. You're starting to become a normal person because you're starting to hang out with normal people instead of like the weird jack-offs that you used to know and the hairless dog freak thing that you probably have lick your balls. But you are growing as a young man. You're blossoming, and I love what you're putting down right now.
I'm here for it. I appreciate it, Rich.
Yes, that's beautiful.
So yeah, no
ATF.
I will not be at the Gundies after they over Zach last year and up our live show. No.
Let's talk about that, because that's the thing that makes me upset. Is the
which part?
The shitting on Zachary, our angel, the golden child.
That was a tactical error.
Yes, I don't like that.
If it was like he was there anyways, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. He told them, they're like, hey, you're in the top 5. Come to the Gundies, and he's like, I'm at Disneyland for my daughter's birthday party. I will show up and I will bring my family if I won. And they're like, well, we can't tell you if you won. However, you're definitely going to want to be there. Trust me, is basically what they said. Pretty much telling him you won. And then they had him fly out there. He had to buy his own plane tickets, flew out there just for that to get this award. And then he didn't win. Yank a dude out of his daughter's birthday, telling him he won some award while his family is back at Disneyland watching the live stream to watch him lose. No, you. Just tell the guy he didn't win. And I know you don't have a problem telling people when they won or not, because every year, there's 10 award winners that film a video being like, sorry, I couldn't be there, guys, but I'm really happy to accept this award. Dirk, blah, 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 blah. You'll do that for Sean Ryan and all the other big people, but Zach's just a little guy over on Instagram, so we can him over and, plane tickets to him because he makes a normal amount of human dollars and doesn't have money. That's actually like a financial impact to him, but we don't care because he's not big enough to be a pain in our ass because we're the Gundies. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Shit pisses
and it's
me
not
off.
Plane and then hotel food, which Vegas, if people don't know this, Vegas very expensive now. This is not like 2019 before. Vegas costs a shit ton no matter what now. So that was last year and Zach got out of, at minimum, he's spending $2,000 to show up.
So they Zach, who's part of our live show, and then we were the live show afterwards, which was kind of like one of the big incentives of go to the Gundies. It's free when you go to the Unsub live show. And then they up our whole live show too.
Oh, and they tried to run you out a shit ton of money too, didn't they, Eli? Oh yeah, hey, this venue is going to cost $50,000. Like,
no,
it isn't.
They said the venue cost wasn't it $250,000 they were trying to tell us that it costs?
It was a stupid amount, and it was up there in that 6-digit for everything. And then that's when I was like, that doesn't add up. That really does actually, now that I'm looking at this, let me check with WME because that doesn't make sense. Because in order for you to clear return, you would have to sell out at $80 to $100 a ticket
to break even.
Just to break even, which guess what? Live shows, you don't do that.
And then we go and find out how much the venue costs through our own channels, and it's 1/10 of what they were claiming that it costs. Mm-hmm. And then they wouldn't let us put up our merch stand they made Show and Jake move the merch stand upstairs where nobody could find it, being super rude to him. Show was pissed off at him. And then
I forgot about that. They were dicks to them.
And then did they end up figuring out how to sell tickets at the gate, or did we just not sell tickets at the gate?
We did not sell tickets at the gate.
Yeah,
and this is this line. Nick, how big was that line?
It was huge. The whole plan, it's SHOT Show. I don't need to promote it on the internet and sell tickets ahead of time because there's 30,000 people at SHOT Show already with nothing to do at 7 o'clock at night other than get drunk. They might as well show up to an Unsub concert. That was the whole business model. And then we get there and the Gundies are like, oh, no, they had to buy tickets online last night. They can't buy tickets day of at the door. Can't do it. We don't have any way to collect payment. What the are you talking about? That was the whole business. You don't have a way to accept money to let people watch the show, and they're like, So it was like the only show in Unsub history where we weren't 90% to 100% sold out. It was like half, 60% sold out by people that bought tickets ahead of time, and they just were turning people away at the door.
Yep. It was that
I knew about the Zach thing. I didn't know all the other details.
Well, we got, it was getting the DMs about, oh, hey, we don't have ticket sales. Or, no, people were DMing, oh, well, I tried to get in, but they weren't selling tickets at the gate.
I got so many DMs of people trying to get into that show that couldn't.
And that was the thing. I text them. I was like, hey, why don't we have ticket sales in the gate? Well, why would we do that? You should have told us before. This isn't our fucking
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why would we do that? Why would we what's our business model? Oh, we sell tickets to a show. Why would we sell tickets to a show? What the are you talking about? Like, does this make sense to anybody?
It killed, dude. Trust me. I hate it so much. I'm like, oh, it hurts my soul so bad.
I just love that Nick sounds like me when I get passionate about something.
I mean, Nick is, I'm just letting him cook right now.
I like business. I like you're up the whole business model. Mm-hmm. The whole business model is get a bunch of stupid YouTubers and be like, oh my God, we're going to have the Grammys. You guys can win a award, you get this $5 trophy, and in exchange, we're going to take advantage of millions of emails, and then we're going to turn around and sell that list to companies to bombard and spam them, and we're going to make a ton of money. And then we're going to sell tickets to the live show. Also, you're not allowed to buy tickets to the live show. What the fuck are we talking about?
You can only buy tickets at this certain time, at this certain moment, by an old man under a bridge who's masturbating, and you have to guess his riddles 3. And then you can come in, but not if you get to the front door and have money ready. Then we won't accept it, because that's too easy. And we like making business hard. Hashtag Gundies.
Yeah, so they f***ed over Zach. That was bad enough. And then they f***ed up my live show after that. No, I have zero interest in ever working with the Gundies on anything ever. The end.
Which is a shame, because there are people that work with the Gundies that we know personally that we would like to be like, oh, this is great. Everybody does great together. And then it turned into, what is up with your guys? What's going on here?
Well, here's the thing. How hard would it be? Like, I also like pretty much, as far as I know, I like everybody that gets nominated for awards and wins awards every year. It's just a great time to meet up and like hang out with people. If you're running a business, why wouldn't you just go to all the creators and be like, hey, here's the deal, guys. We make money creating email lists. You guys all know about this. That's valuable. So help us promote it more, and we'll share the email list with you guys, because there's literally no downside to doing that whatsoever. And then you guys will promote it harder, and then we can all make money together. Absolutely not. No, won't do it.
That's what I just say. It's one of those, I don't be rude to individuals, especially creators or like us and the team, where it's like, hey, we gave an opportunity to, we didn't have to do this. We just wanted to make it like, hey, how do we bring everyone together for this event? Oh, we market it like this. That'll be great. And then some of it goes to a charity or a nonprofit. Awesome. But then to be rude to our staff, employees, whoever, and then also just,
and then 2 days ago, trying to get me to be mad at my friends was insane and the dumbest thing I've ever. I had Zach. I told Zach, I was like, hey, I know you have connections at the Gundies. I don't want to get like on public and like make a scene and be a prima donna all over the internet. And I know you have a direct line of contact with people at the Gundies. Can you figure out who I need to get a hold of? If I'm going to talk to Rich and Ethan and Eli, and I'm going to talk to the guys at Unsub, and I'm going to see if they're okay with me pulling the podcast out of the Gundies as well. But I would like to do that quietly, so I could just, email them on the download to pull it. They quietly pull it. It doesn't make a scene. So Zach, he shows me what he texts. He's like, hey, I have some people from like the Unsub universe that are curious about taking their likeness off your website. Who should they reach out to? That's what he said. They immediately turn around and call Eli and call Brandon and then tell them that Zach is speaking on behalf of Unsub and saying that we were threatening to sue the Gundies and trying to make it seem like Zach was up all our business shit. And Zach turns around to Brandon and is like, here's exactly what I said. And they're like, Zach said, like, do you think we don't talk with Zach? Like, do you think I got to go through Zach's agent? I could call Zach right now and he'll tell me anything I want to know. You're going to try to get me to be mad at him or to get Brandon or Eli to be mad at him? You retard.
And who do you think that I'm going to believe? If two people came up to me and said, hey, here's story A and here's story B, you know who I'm not going to believe? The morons that tried to screw me over last year. You know who I am going to believe? The guy that I've been running and gunning next to for the past 4 years, that I make videos with, that I know is a business partner who I know for a fact wouldn't talk shit about any one of us. It would be extremely careful with the words that he uses. He is our goddamn angel, and you will not besmirch him. You can't. Of all the people to say he lied and he talked shit about you, it's got to be one of the most retarded choices they could ever say. If it was Eli, I'd be like, maybe. If it was Nick, I'd be like, he was probably upset. If it was Ethan, I'd be like, you probably tricked him into it. If it was me, I'd say 100%, and I've said it to their face. I've said it right to their face. But if it was Zachary, veteran with the sign, I tell them they can open up their mouth one more time for me to put my balls in them.
tricked me. Okay, you know what? I'll just let it go. I'm gonna let it. Yeah.
I tried.
You're a poor gullible young man. It's okay.
I tried to be professional and just find a direct line of contact to discreetly get a hold of them, and they turned around and called mom and dad, Brandon and Eli, and then tried to frame Zach like he was up our shit. No,
so that's why when I mentioned this, you went off with both barrels. That's all new. I didn't know any of that.
Like
it's bad business part. Do business
it's already bad, and everything they do just makes it worse. I can't wait for this podcast to come out and see what they try to do, because I know it's going to be the worst possible thing imaginable. I just don't know what that is yet.
They're going to sue us.
Try.
I would be so excited.
Try.
For the record, Your Honor, Angry Cops, aka Richard Hyde, did say that he would put his balls in our open mouth. Yes, Your Honor, I stand by that decision.
And all we got to start this with, Dave, allegedly, and now everything's good. Yeah. Just insert that right before this, and now we're off the hook.